Dimensional burst fast flow.
And you sing that fast forward.
Hey. Ripcord cracking in my skull like a cosmic blade. Mind twisting open in a war-born cascade. Thoughts split wide in a dimension mislaid. And I ride the fracture to the fears unmade. I'm a riff-born runner with a void cut spine. Memories spiraling across a broken timeline. I chase the echoes, though I never mind. And turn each crack to a new design. Reality shifting like a glitch torn tide. Space folds to move where the shadows hide. I step through chaos with a war-born stride. And detonate down from the other side. My mind erupts like a black hole roar. Ripcord boiling to the circuit soar. I crush the fracture that became my lore. And burst through worlds for something more.
Core, break the chain line. Detonation through the brain. Tear the space inside your pain. Rise beyond the fractured plane. Crack the wood and spill the light. Cut the worlds and burn in flight. Detonate your fate tonight. Rift go rising out of sight.
Ripping through the rift core like a warhead thought. Mind detonation hitting harder than the fear I fought. I twist reality in a knot I never bought. And blast my will from the chaos wrought. Dimensional pressure crawling in my bones. Warp lines humming in electric tones. I crush the fracture with the dark condones. And rise unbound from the broken zone. Space-time cracking in a spiral scream. Rift core bursting like a ruptured dream. I tear through worlds in a blinding beam. And flip the void to my extreme. Mind detonation flies like a cosmic flame. Shattering shadows that was new my name. I ride the rupture in a fearless frame. And shape my fate without that claim. Every warp dimension becomes my stage. Rift core pulsing with a primal rage. I break the limits like a torn out page. And crown myself the rift-born sage. Rift core,
ignite the tear of mine. Detonation everywhere. Fracture worlds you used to bear. Rise beyond what wasn't fair. Push the edges, split the seam. Warp the night and burn the dream. Detonate your silent scream. Rift core born in astral gleam. Rift core born in astral gleam. Rift core born in astral gleam. This is the Lardy Beats and Eva Lane. Yeah. It's all I know. Yeah. Hypermind screaming in my skull like a broken sun. Phase lines cracking as the circuits overrun. Thoughts combust fast with the shadow spun. And I push that collapse till the world's all one. I'm a phase war fighter with a mind untamed. Logic stabbing in the cosmos framed. I crush the overload the past had claimed. And drag new future from the void I named. Synapse tremors racing in a glitch-born wave. Phase distortion dragging from the fears I gave. I twist the follow that I used to crave. And burn collapse into something brave. Brain phase ruptures in a downward spin. Hyperpulse torn from the dark within. I grab the pressure like a second skin. And break the fall till the rise begins. Hypermind, let it break. Phase collapse and shadows quake. Tear the fear for your own sake. Rise from ruins, you awake. Crack the moment, split the strain. Phase collapse but not in vain. Hyper fire in your brain. Burn the dark and cut the chain. Hypermind, let it, Now I'm ripping through the faces like a meltdown fuse. Hypermind detonating every fear I lose. I flip each fracture till the world's diffused. And break the rules I refuse to choose. Phase collapse, roaring in a quantum flare. Mental chambers floating in electric air. A guide down wire for the cursor stare. And mold the chaos till it fits my lair. Hyperpulse tearing in a gravity spin. Logic drifting where the cracks begin. I force the fragments into discipline. And twist collapse to the shape I'm in. Mindstorm rolling in a cosmic dive. Phase collapsing to stay alive. I drag the ruins into which I thrive. And bend the fall till the light survive. Every collapse I hit becomes my high. Hypermind forging in a blinding light. I crush the shadows that fed my night. And rise, ascend, it fades away. Hypermind, let it break. Phase collapse and shadows quake. Tear the fear for your own sake. Rise from ruins, you awake. Crack the moment, split the strain. Phase collapse but not in vain. Hyper fire in your brain. Burn the dark and cut the chain. Hypermind, let it break. Hypermind, let it break. Hypermind, let it break. Private duck, don't tuck a chain. Hypermind, let it break.
Eclipse of lean, cut into my soul like a shadow blade. Like collapsing in the void with my heart beat straight. I drift through darkness in the crossworld fade. But I twist that night till the dawn gets made. I'm a rebirth born fighter with an eclipse marked chest. Half in the shadows, half in cosmic unrest. I break the silence of the dark compressed. And climb the void to reclaim my quest. Sunline's trembling in a fractured glow. Eclipse shadows pulling where the dark winds blow. I trace the radiance very far below. And drag it upward till the fractures grow. My pulse cross slow through an eclipse born tide. Darkness pressing into every side. I bend the dust till the worlds collide. And rise transcendent from the scars I hide.
Rise transcending into light. Rebirth burning through the fight. Cast your shadow out of sight. Break the dark from where you fell. Shine through every dying spell. Rebirth rising from the shell. Eclipse and none you live to tell.
Now my treasure in the darkness like a dawn unleashed. Eclipse line breaking where the shadows cease. I tear through voidscapes like a star released. And flare reborn from the endless feast. Radiant pressure boiling in a wild one spin. Transcendent fire tearing through skin. I fuse the darkness with the light within. And rewrite fate from the place I've been. Eclipse cracking in a molten roar. Sunlit shards pour over every pore. I break the night like a ruptured door. And burst through fear like a meteor core. My soul ignites in a celestial climb. Rebirth pulses through the ruined time. I bend the shadow in a something prime and rise beyond what they define.
Every eclipse I face becomes my flame. Transcend ever roaring through my name. I call rebirth from the cosmic shame and blaze immortal, never the same. Eclipse the lean, pull the night, ride transcending into light. Rebirth burning through the fight, cast your shadow out of sight. Break the dark from where you fell, shine through every dying spell. Rebirth rising from the shell, eclipse and then you live to tell. Cycle spiral spinning in my skull like a ruptured storm. Thoughts collide sideways as the fractures form. My mind breaks loose from the cage I wore, and I twist that chaos till the void takes form. I'm a breach-born fighter with a spiral core, containment shattering across the mental floor. I push the meltdown into something more, into the locks on the shadows door. Brainwaves contort in a frenzied loop, like a pulses whipping in a violent swoop. I ride the menace like a battle troop and flip the dread till the barriers drew. Containment cracking in a jagged slide, spiral pressure clawing from the fear inside. I grasp the panic I used to hide and breach the walls when my walls collide. Cycle spiral, break the seal, breach the dark you used to feel. Rip the walls you thought were real, take the mind you tried to heal. Twist the pressure through the night, spin the chaos in the light. Breach containment in your fight, rise through spiral, burning bright. Cycle spiral, right, I go spiral, right, I go spiral, right, I go spiral, I go spiral, I go spiral. Now I'm bounding through the spiral like a feral quake. Psycho energy snapping as the tensions break. I ride the breach in the firestorm wake and crush the chaos that the shadows make. Thought trails shredding in a vortex surge, cycle ripples flooding in a violent purge. I spin through dreads and my past diverge and breathe new strength from the fears I merge. Ain't erupt in a hellborn swing, spiral fracture echoing through everything. I pull the menace like a sharpened ring and crown the breach is the power I bring. My mind ascends in a glitch cut climb, call storms rising in a fractured rhyme. I bend the break in the warp timeline and rip the void till it's redesigned. Every spiral break becomes my pride, cycle pressure turning as my guide. I breach the systems with the dark complied and rise unleashed, unqualified. I go spiral, I go spiral, I go spiral, I go spiral, I go spiral. Tiny spiral, tear the cage, breach the fear that fed your rage. Spin into a higher stage, break the lock and disengage. Shatter silence deep within, twist the madness you've been in. Breach the night and shed the skin, spiral born, begin again.
Hey, narrow singularity pulling in my mind like a black hole breath. Thoughts collapsing within the gravity death. Memory crushed tight in a spiral mesh, but I ride the collapse till it feels refreshed. I'm a mind warp breaker with a clouds built spine. Logic bending in the cosmic grind. I form new pathways, the worlds align and carve my break trails through the grand design. Cortex stricken like a dying star. Neuron niggas floating from afar. I crush that pressure into who we are and turn the collapse to my avatar. My brain implodes in a rift-born spin. Singularity sucking all the chaos in. I twist the gravity beneath my skin and bend the void to where I begin.
Falling into one, singularity has begun. Break trail rising while you run. Drag the void into the sun. Crush the shadow, fold the line. Pull the pain into design. Singularity made divine. Break trail born from your decline.
Person, hey, or even faster. Now I'm bursting from the singularity like a war-born flare. Neural gravity snapping as into the air. I shoot through darkness as the void lays bare and carve my trail to the world out there. Mind expanding in a shockwave rise. Send up streaks sliding like electric skies. I break the fields where the darkness lies and burn my echo till the old self dies. Singularity breaking in a starline scream. Neural puzzle weaving in a cosmic stream. I push the fragment to the blazing beam and craft new truth from the shattered dream. Cortex warping in a godlike turn. Memory shifting in a spiral burn. I break the time with the moves I learned and rise reborn as the fates adjourn. Every rupture sparks the path I chase. Never storms bending in the shape I trace. I punch through chaos in a boundless pace and break trail forward, void replaced.
Break to rising while you run. Drag the void into the sun. Touch the shadow, fold the light. Pull the pain into your tongue. Singularity made begun. Break trail, rise on while you run. Crush the shadow, fold the light. Pull the pain into design. They me want the girl, with the girl. Cranial rift throb tearing through my mind like a stubborn break. Thoughts bending sideways in a warping quake. My skull cracks open in a dimension's wake, and I ride that shift to the shadow shake. I'm a rift walk soldier with a cortex flame. Synapse mutating every time they call my name. I test the fissure where the voids became and climb that warp to reclaim my frame. Neural flashes twisting in a spiral glow. Brainwaves floating where the fractures flow. High brace the rupture in a cosmic throw and warp the fear that I used to know. Cranial circuits trembling in the shifting tide. Rifts forming portals where the worlds collide. I drag those fractures to my weapon side and rise, ascending in the void, born stride. Cut the line, warp the fear you left behind. Ascending, rising through the mind. Break the space you used to find. Shift the edges where you fall. Bend the dark that held you small. Warp ascension through it all. Climb beyond the cranial wall. Now I'm ripping through the rift warp like a lightning seam. Cranial fractures firing in a lucid beam. I claw through worlds like awakened dreaming. Push the warp to the self-extreme. Brainwaves sparking in the chaos flare. Warp lines twisting in an astral snare. I crash through limits that were never fitted. Drag my fate from the fractured airport. Change channels to the warp won't spin. The dimensions cracking when my fights begin. I grab the tremors very deep within it. Force ascension from the war I win. Yo, rift warp echoes flooding through my skull. Pressure bending where the void is full. I pull the darkness like a gravitational pull and shift my shape till the universe stalls. Separate warp, I break becomes my rise. Cranial fire, tearing thick skies. I'm ascending higher wither than something and cross the tear. Mind amplified. Yeah. Every warp break becomes my rise. Cranial fire tearing through the skies. I ascend higher where the old self dies and cross the tear, mind amplified. Every warp break becomes my rise. Cranial fire tearing through the skies. I ascend higher where the old self dies and cross the tear, mind amplified. Take the line, warp the fear you left behind. Void pulsar crawling in my bloodstream like a shadow tide. Pressure mutating every cell that I used to hide. My heartbeat twists where the darkness tried, and I bend that pulse to the fears denied. I'm a void-born fighter with a phase shift core. Every hit shaping me is something more. I let the mutation rewrite my ward and adapt mid-strike like a moving lore. Abyss heat rising in a pulse so wild. Void light pouring through a frame exile. I take that chaos like a feral child and break old limits to the dark grows mild. My blood reshapes in a vortex spin. Mutation carving every scar within. I fit the pulse like a violin and stretch my form till the worlds grow thin. Void pulse twisting, feel the change. Mutation in your body's range. Adapt the fear, you rearrange. Void evolves when you exchange. Crack the form beneath your skin. Shift the shape you're standing in. Mutation turning lost to win. Void pulse rises, born again. Void pulse rises, born again. Void pulse rises, now I'm bursting through the pulse like an abyss-born flare. Mutation snapping as I tear the air. I change mid-fight with the predator's glare and warp each blow to a new repair. Voice twisting in a violent stream. Cells rewriting in a hyper beam. I take the damage that once made me scream and forge new power from the broken seam. My veins mutate in a chromatic roar. Void light cracking through the inner floor. I sculpt each wound into something more and push my shape past every war. Adaptive fury in the shadow stance. Void pulse turning into break the dance. Like fighter walking new vital dance. I skate further than the same tight pants. If a mutation spots to the first new storm. Retransform within time and space time. Cut right the form and the ones denied. I'm rise, reborn, void amplified. Void pulse twisting, feel the change. Mutation in your body's range. Adapt the fear, you rearrange. Void evolves when you exchange. Crack the form beneath your skin. Shift the shape you're standing in. Mutation turning lost to win. Void pulse rises, born again. Void pulse rises, born again.
Dimension vein pulsing in my chest like a warp lifeline. Space dripping through my arteries in an astral shine. Reality flickers where the shadows intertwine, and I twist that flow to the past mine. I'm a spiral shift walker with a full cut heart, ripping through dimensions like a tear us apart. I ride the currents where the fractures start and drag new future from a shattered chart. Vein lines bending in a cosmic drift, memories stretching in a spiral shift. I bend direction like the stars I lift and crash through limits to the planes uplift. Dimensional liquid with sliding down my spine. Warp reflections where the worlds combine. I carve my path in a void design line and push my pulse through the cosmic grind. Yeah.
Dimension veins twist the flow, spiral shift where shadows go. Bend the line you used to know, cut through planes and overflow. Spin the path you couldn't find.
Right.
Wrap the cosmos in your mind.
Right.
Spiral shift the fear behind. Dimension born redesign.
Now I'm sliding through the dimension veins like a war-born blaze. Spiral shift hidden in the multi-axis phase. I twist the universe in a fusion haze and step through time in a shadow maze. Space veins covering like a serpentine stream. Warp currents burning in a cosmic scheme. I fold each realm like a lucid dream and ride the fracture till I reign supreme. Reality stutters in the backward spin. Dimension veins tied in from deep within. I carve my route where the storms begin and push the spiral till the worlds grow thin. My pulse spirals in a glitch tone roll. Dimension flow ripping at the astral floor. I shape the chaos that they ignored and force new laws through every door. Every shifting plane becomes my stride. Veins of space running where I guide. I break the spiral where the shadows hide and rise, ascend and void amplified.
Ins and things flows the flow, spiral shift where shadows go. Bend the line you used to know, cut through planes and overflows. Spin the path you couldn't find. Wrap the cosmos in your mind. Spiral shift the fear behind. Dimension born redesign.
Yeah. Eclipse and link cutting through my soul like a shadow blade. Like collapsing in the void where my heart be straight. I drift through darkness in a crossworld fade, but I twist that night till the dawn gets made. I'm a rebirth born fighter with an eclipse marked chest. Half in the shadows, half in cosmic unrest. I break the silence, let the dark compress and climb the void to reclaim my quest. Sunline's trembling in a fractured glow. The eclipse shadows pulling where the dark winds blow. I kiss the radiance very far below and drag it upward till the fractures grow. My pulse cross flows through an eclipse born tide. Darkness present into every side. I bend the dust till the worlds collide and rise transcendent from the scars I hide.
We feel the light, pull the night, rise transcending into light. Rebirth burning through the fight. Cast your shadow out of sight.
Break the dark from where you fell. Shine through every dying spell. Rebirth rising from the shell. Eclipse undone, you live to tell.
Eat them up, eat them up, eat them up.
Now I'm shattering the darkness like a dawn unleashed. Eclipse line breaking where the shadows cease. I tear through voidscapes like a star release and flare reborn from the endless feast. Radiant pressure boiling in a wildborn spin. Transcendent fire tearing through skin. I fuse the darkness with the light within and rewrite fate from the place I've been. Eclipse cracking in a molten roar. Sunlit shards pouring through every pore. I break the night like a ruptured door and burst through fear like a meteor core. My soul ignites in a celestial climb. Rebirth pulses through the ruined time. Hop in the shadow into something prime and rise beyond what they define. Every eclipse I face becomes my flame. Trends and power roaring through my name. I call rebirth from the cosmic shame and blaze immortal, never the same.
Reclaims land and the fall. Rebirth rising past it all. Transcending when the shadows call. Burn the dust, become the tall.
Turning through your breath, rise beyond the hand of death. Rebirth crowned in astral death. Eclipse destroy you, walk his breath.
Reclaims up, reclaims up, reclaims up. Hyper mind screaming in my skull like a broken sun. Phase lines cracking as the circuits of a run. Thoughts combust fast where the shadows spun. And I push that collapse so the worlds are one. I'm a phase walk fighter with a mind untamed. Logic scattering the cosmos framed. I crush the overload the past had claimed. And drag new future from the void I named. Synapse tremors racing in a glitch born wave. Phase destroys shaken from the fears I gave. I twist the follow that I used to crave. And burn collapse into something brave. Brain phase ruptures in a downward spin. Hyper pulses flowing from the dark within. I grab the pressure like a second skin. And break the fall till the rise begins. Hyper mind let it break. Face collapse and shadows quake. Tear the fear for your own sake. Rise from ruins you awake. Crack the moments with the strain. Face collapse but not in vain. Hyper fire in your brain. Burn the dark and cut the chain. Hyper mind let it break. Face collapse and shadows quake. Tear the fear for your own sake. Rise from ruins you awake. Crack the moments with the strain. Face collapse but not in vain. Hyper fire in your brain. Burn the dark and cut the chain. I'm all over the phases like a meltdown fuse. Hyper mind detonating every fear I lose. I flip each fracture till the worlds diffuse and break the rules. I refuse to choose. Face collapse roaring in a quantum flare. Mental chambers folding in electric air. Got to break down with a predator staring. Mold the chaos till it fits my layer. Hyper posters tearing in a gravity spin logic. Twisting with the cracks. skin. I force the fragments into discipline and twist collapse to the shape I'm in. Mind storm boiling in a cosmic dive. Face collapse, fighting to stay alive. I dread the ruins into which I thrive and bend the fall to the light survive. Every collapse I hit becomes my height. Hypermind forging in a blinding light. I crush shadows that fed my night and rise ascended, face rewrite. Hypermind, let it break. Face collapse and shadows quake. Tear the fear for your own sake. Rise from ruins, you awake. Crack the moment, split the strain. Face collapse, but not in vain. Hyper fire in your brain. Burn the dark and cut the chain. Burn the dark and cut the chain. Burn the dark and cut the chain.
Ayo, you're bad, daddy, you know it.
Cycle sparks spinning in my skull like a ruptured storm. Thoughts collide sideways as the fractures form. My mind breaks loose from the cage I wore, and I twist that cage so the void takes form. I'm a breach-born fighter with a spiral core. Containment shattering across the middle floor. I push the meltdown into something more and tear the locks on the shadows door. Brainwaves contort in a frenzy loop. Psycho puzzle whipping in a violent swoop. I rip the menace like a battle troop and flip the dread till the barriers droop. Containment cracking in a jagged slide. Spire pressure clawing from the fear inside. I grasp the panic I used to hide and breach the walls where my worlds collide. Cycle spiral, break the seal. Breach the dark you used to feel. Rip the walls you thought were real. Take the mind you try to heal. Twist the pressure through the night. Spin the chaos in a light. Breach containment in your fight. Rise to spiral, burning bright. Even fast, stored up, wet and fast. I'm bound into the spiral of fear real quick. Psycho energy snapping as the tensions break. I rip the breach in a firestorm wake and crush the chaos that the shadows make. Dark trails shredding in a vortex surge. Psycho ripples floating in a violent purge. I swim through dread till my paths diverge and breathe new strength from the fears I merge. Containment eruptions in a hellborn swing. Spire pressure echoing through everything. I pull the menace like a sharpened ring and crown the breach as the power I bring. My mind ascends in a glitch cut climb. Spire storms rising in a fractured rhyme. I bend the break in a warp timeline and rip the void till it's redesigned. Every spire break becomes my pride. Psycho pressure turning as my guide. I breach the system with the dark complied and rise unleashed, unqualified. Cycle spiral, tear the cage. Breach the fear that fed your rage. Spin into a higher stage. Break the lock and disengage. Shatter silence deep within. Twist the madness you've been in. Breach the night and shed the skin. Spiral born, begin again, yeah. Cranial rift, thought tearing through my mind like a starborn break. Thoughts spitting sideways in a warping quake. My skull cracks open in the dimensions wake, and I ride that shift till the shadows shake. I'm a rift dog soldier with a cortex flame. Synapse mutating every time they call my name. I twist the fishes where the voice became and climb that warp to reclaim my frame. Mirror flashes twisting in a spiral glow. Brainwave folding with a fractious flow. I brace the rupture in a cosmic throw and warp the fear that I used to know. Cranial circuits trembling and shifting tide. Rits forming portals where the worlds collide. I drag those fractures to my weapon side and rise ascending in a void won't stride. Cranial rift, cut the line. Warp the fear you left behind. Ascending, rising through the mind. Break the space you used to find. Shift the edges where you fall. Bend the dark that held you small. Warp ascension through it all. Climb beyond the cranial wall. Climb beyond the cranial wall. Cranial wall. Cranial wall. Now, even passing through the rift warp like a lightning seam. Cranial fractures firing in a lucid beam. I claw through worlds like a waking dream and push the warp to the self-extreme. Brainwaves sparking in a chaos flare. Warp lines twisting in an astral snare. I crash through limits that were never fair and drag my fate from the fractured air. Cortex channels splitting in a warp-born spin. Dimensions cracking when my fights begin. I grab the tremors buried deep within and force ascension from the war I win. Rift warp echo sliding through my skull. Pressure bending where the void is full. I pull the darkness like a gravitation pull and shift my shape till the universe dulls. Every warp I break becomes my rise. Cranial fire tearing through disguise. I ascend higher where the old self dies and cross the tear, mind amplified. Cranial rift, ignite the climb. Warp ascension through your time. Break the boundaries in your mind. Rise beyond the warp design. Slice the night and bend the fear. Shift the rift that brought you here. Ascending born from ruptured gear. Warp the dark and reappear. Cranial wrong, yeah. Cranial wrong, yeah. Cranial wrong, yeah. Cranial wrong, yeah.
White blood surging in my veins like a twisted vow. Echo ripples crawling through my bloodstream now. Reality bends where the pulses bow. When I ride that warp till the world's allow. I'm a resonance breaker with a lifeline bent. Blood rewriting every scar I met. The echo shopping in a wild descent. And shape my fate with a warped intent. My pulse distorts in a chromatic spin. Blood tones tell me where the cracks begin. I twist the resonance deep within. And pull new power from what's paper thin. Warp blood boiling in a spiral cry. Echo pattern shaking every alibi. I bend the pressure till the shadows die. And call my echo through the open sky.
Walk blood, hear the shake, echo rising in your way. Resonance you cannot make, twist the world with every break. Pulse infected, bend the sound, warp the echoes in the ground. Resonate the fear you found, blurry rise the battlegrounds.
Yeah. Now I'm tearing through my warp blood like a siren flare. Echo resonance pounding like electric prayer. I been each drummer in the midnight air and turn that pulse to the path I bear. Bloodlines flicker with a phase lock scream. Warp wave hidden like a shattered dream. I got the echoes in a laser beam and push the fraction to the edge extreme. Echo chambers humming in my bones so tight. Warp currents swirling in a crimson light. I stare the resonance toward the fight and crash through fate with the boundless might. Warp blood stretching in the vortex spin. Dimension echoes drilling under the skin. I override chaos with a feral grin and sharpen power from the war within. Every resonance cup becomes my stride. Warp born pulse roaring as I override. I break the patterns that the dark supplied and rise ascendant, echo denied.
Warp blood, shake the core, echo rising evermore. Resonance you can't ignore, shift the world you stood before. Bend the pressure in your vein, warp the silence, cut the strain. Resonate through fear and pain, blood ascends, you break the chain. Warp blood, warp blood, warp blood, warp blood.
Astral fracture tearing through the sky like a splitting fate. Cosmic shards falling down in a starburst state. My mind gets pulled through a dimensions gate, but I twist that fall till the worlds rotate. I'm a natural homebreaker with a voided core. Fractures orbiting around the battles I bore. I crush the echoes from the astral war and override fate like I forged the law. Starfield trembling in a crack line burn. Fracture waves hitting like the universe reversed. I grab the stardust from the dark I traversed and burn the night till the void is nursed. My pulse erupts in a celestial tear. Astral pressure crawling everywhere. I bend those shards till they disappear and flip their chaos into something clear.
Feel it now, override the broken vow. Pull the sky beneath your brow, rise beyond the stars somehow. Crack the heavens, twist the line, burn the fracture you define. Override the astral sign, cosmic force in your design.
Yeah, now I'm running through the astral breaks like a meteor storm. Fracture sparks flying as the galaxies deform. I override gravity's every norm and pull new laws from the starburst swarm. Astral dust carving out a fate untold. Fracture nose glowing like a crown of gold. I flip the cosmos that was growing cold and resurrect fire from a myth retold. Space crack shimmer in a shattered dance. Astral line split in a spiral trance. I override destiny's second chance and pierce the void in a forward stance. Yeah. Cosmic pressure bends, but I stand firm. Fracture pattern shifting in a cosmic churn. I twist the universe through a single turn and burn the dark till the shadows learn.
Every broken star becomes my spark. Fracture wounds glowing through the astral dark. I override forces that once hit hard and rise reborn, transcending mark. Red and bay, really broken star become my spark. Fracture wounds glowing through the astral dark. I override forces that once hit hard and rise reborn, transcending mark. Red and break, override the past and make. Pull the cosmos in your wake, rise beyond what words can take. Crush the starlines in your hand, fracture where you understand. Override the shifting sand, astral born you rule the land.
Yeah, they got money out the check where dimensional burst. Yeah. Rift core cracking in my skull like a cosmic blade. Mind twisting open in a war-born cascade. Thoughts split wide in the dimension mislaid. And I ride that fracture till the fear is unmade. I'm a rift-born runner with a void-cut spine. Memories spiraling across a broken timeline. I chase the echoes that were never mine and turn each crack to a new design. design. Reality shifting like a glitch torn tide. Space falls in where the shadows hide. I step through chaos with a war-born stride and detonate out from the other side. My mind erupts like a black coal roar. Riff core boiling till the circuit soar. I crush the fracture that became my lore and burst through worlds for something more.
Riff core, break the chain, mind detonation through the brain. Tear the space inside your pain, rise beyond the fractured plane. Crack the void and spill the light, cut the worlds and burn in flight. Detonate your fate at night, riff core rising out of sight.
Yeah, now I'm ripping through the riff core like a warhead thought. My detonation hitting harder than the fear I fought. I twist reality in the night I never bought and blast my will from the chaos raw. Dimension of pressure crawling up my bones. Warp lines humming in electric tones. I crush the fractures where the dark condones and rise unbound from the broken zones. Space-time cracking in a spiral screen. Riff core bursting like a ruptured dream. I tear through worlds in a blinding beam and flip the void to my extreme. My detonation flies like a cosmic flame, shattering shadows that once knew my name. I ride the rupture in the fearless frame and shape my fate without their claim.
Every warped dimension becomes my stage. Riff core pulsing with a primal rage. I break the limits like a torn out page and crown myself the riff born sage. Riff core ignite the tear, mind detonation everywhere. Fracture worlds you used to bear, rise beyond what wasn't fair. Push the edges, split the seam, warp the night and burn a dream. Detonate your silent scream, riff core born in astral gleam.
Can't live at it. Can't live at it.
Void pulse so crawling in my bloodstream like a shadow tide. Pressure mutating every cell that I used to hide. My heartbeat twists where the darkness tried, and I bend that pulse to the fears denied. I'm a void-born fighter with a phase shift core. Every hit shaping me into something more. I let the mutation rewrite my war and adapt mid-strike like a moving law. Others heat rising in a pulse so wild. Void light pouring through a frame exile. I take that chaos like a pharaoh child and break old limits till the dark grows mild. My blood reshapes in a vortex spin. Mutation carving every scar within. I flip the pulse like a violin and stretch my form till the worlds grow thin. War vapors twist and feel the change. Mutation in your body's range. Adapt the fear you range. Void evolves when you exchange. Crack the form beneath your skin. Shift the shape you're standing in. Mutation turning, lost to win. Void pulse rises, born again. Yeah. Now I'm bursting through the pulse like an abyss-born flare. Mutation snapping as I tear the air. I change mid-fight with a predator's glare and warp each blow to a new repair. Void pulse twisting in a violent stream. Cells rewriting in a hyper beam. I take the damage that once made me scream and forge new power from the broken seam. My veins mutate in a chromatic roar. Void light cracking through the inner floor. I sculpt each wound into something more and push my shape past every war. Adaptive fury in a shadow stance. Void pulse turning every strike to chance. I fight, evolving in a spiral dance and crush the dark in a swift advance. Every mutation sparks a fresh new stride. Void pulse roaring where the fears reside. I flip the form, the bust the night and rise and go. Every mutation sparks a fresh new stride. Void pulse roaring where the fears reside. I break the form that I once denied and rise reborn, void amplified. Void pulse twist and feel the change. Mutation in your body's range. Adapt the fear you range. Void evolves when you exchange. Crack the form beneath your skin. Shift the shape you standing in. Mutation turning, lost to win. Void pulse rises, born again. What? Void pulse rises, born again. What? Void pulse rises, born again. Take it, body.
Neuro singularity, pulling in my mind like a black hole breath. Thoughts collapsing within a gravity death. Memories crushed to the spiral mesh, but I ride that collapse till the fields refresh. I'm a mind warp breaker with a collapsible spine. Logic bending in a cosmic grind. I form new path where the worlds align and carve my breakthrough through the grand design. Cortex stricken like a dying star. Neuron echoes floating from afar. Crush that pressure into who we are and turn the collapse to my avatar. My brain implodes in a rift bone spin. Singularity sucking all the chaos in. I twist the gravity beneath my skin and bend the void to where I begin.
Neuro falling into one. Singularity has begun. Break trail rising.
singularity, like a war-born flare. Neural gravity, snapping as I tear the air. I shoot through darkness as the void lays bare, and carve my trail to the world out there. Mind expanding in a shockwave rise, synapse streaks sliding like a skies. I break the fields where the darkness lies, and burn my echo to the old self dies. Singularity breaking in the starline screen, neuron pulse weaving in the common stream. I push the frame to the blazing beam, and crack new truth from the shattered dream. Cortex whooping in a godlike turn, memory shifting in a spiral burn. I break the tunnel with the moves I learn, and rise reborn as the fates adjourn. Every rope spot the path I chase, neural storms bending into shape I trace. I punch through chaos in a boundless pace, and break trail forward.
Neural falling into one. Singularity has begun. Break trail rising while you run. Drag the void into the sun. Crush the shadow for the line. Pull the pain into design. Singularity made divine. Break trail born from your decline. Every rupture sparks the path I chase. Neural storms bending into shape I trace. I punch through chaos in a boundless pace, and break trail forward, void replaced.
Astral fracture, tearing through the sky like a splitting fate. Cosmic shards falling down in the starborn state. My mind gets pulled away dimensions gate, but I twist that fall till the worlds rotate. I'm an astral homebreaker with a void lit core. Fractures orbiting around the battles I bore. I crush the echoes from the astral war and override fate like I forged the lore. Starfield trembling in a crack line burst. Fracture waves hitting like the universe reversed. I grab the stardust from the dark, I traverse and burn the night till the void is nursed. My pulse erupts in a celestial tear. Astral pressure crawling everywhere. I bend those shards till they disappear and flip the chaos into something clear.
Astral fractures bend them now. Override the broken vow. Pull the sky beneath your brow. Rise beyond the stars somehow. Crack the heavens, twist the line. Burn the fracture you define. Override the astral sign. Cosmic force in your design. Astral fractures bend them now. Override the broken vow. Pull the sky beneath your brow. Rise beyond the stars somehow. Crack the heavens, twist the line. Burn the fracture you define. Override the astral sign. Cosmic force in your design.
Now I'm running through the astral breaks like a meteor storm. Fracture sparks flying as the galaxies deform. I override gravity's every norm and pull new laws from the starborn swarm. Astral dust carving out a fate untold. Fracture nodes glowing like a crown of gold. I flip the cosmos that was growing cold and resurrect fire from a myth retold. Space crack shimmer in a shattered dance. Astral line split in a spiral trance. I override destiny's second chance and pierce the void in a forward stance. Cosmic pressure bends but I stand firm. Fracture pattern shifting in a cosmic churn. I twist the universe through a single turn and burn the dark so the shadows learn. Every broken star becomes my spark. Fracture wounds going through the astral dark. I override forces that once hit hard and rise reborn, transcendent mark.
Every broken star becomes my spark. Fracture wounds glowing through the astral dark. I override forces that once hit hard and rise reborn, transcendent mark. Every broken star becomes my spark. Fracture wounds glowing through the astral dark. I override forces that once hit hard and rise reborn. Astral fractures bend them now. Override the broken vow. Pull the sky beneath your brow. Rise beyond the stars somehow. Crack the heavens, twist the line. Burn the fracture you define. Override the astral sign. Cosmic force in your design. Astral fractures bend them now. Override the broken vow. Pull the sky beneath your brow. Rise beyond the stars somehow. Crack the heavens, twist the line. Burn the fracture you define. Override the astral sign. Cosmic force in your design.
What blood surging in my veins like a twisted vow. Echo ripples crawling through my bloodstream now. Reality bends where the pulses bow. When I ride that warp to the world's allow. I'm a resonance breaker with a lifeline bent. Blood rewriting every scar I'm in. The echo sharpening the wildest sin. And shape my fate with a warped intent. My pulse distorts in a chromatic spin. Blood tones humming where the cracks begin. I twist the resonance deep within. And pull new power from what's paper thin. Warp blood bullying in a spiral cry. Echo pattern shaking every alibi. I bend the pressure till the shadows die. And carve my echo through the open sky.
Get a shake, echo rising in your wake. Resonance you cannot make. Resonance you cannot make. Twist the world, does he break? Does he break? free.
Now I'm tearing through my orbit like a siren flare. Echo resonance pounding like electric prayer. I bend each drummer in the midnight air and turn that post to the path I bear. Bloodlines flicker with a phase like scream. Warp wave hidden like a shattered dream. I got the echoes in a laser beam and push the fraction to the edge extreme. Echo chambers humming in my bones so tight. Warp currents swirling in the crimson light. I steer the resonance toward the fight and crash through fate with a boundless might. Warp blood stretching in a vortex spin. Dimension echoes drilling under skin. Override chaos with a feral grin and sharpen power from the war within. Every resonance cut becomes my stride. Warp on pulse roaring as I override. I break the patterns that the dark supplied and rise ascending. Echo denied.
Every day echo rising in your wake. Resonance you cannot make. Resonance you cannot make. Twist the world, every break, 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 every break. But the day echo rising nevermore. Resonance you can't ignore.
Resonance you cannot Resonance you cannot
Bend and pressure.
Y'all is fucking bad. Why?
Dimension vein pulsing in my chest like a warp lifeline. Space dripping through my arteries in the astral shine. Reality flickers where the shadows intertwine, and I twist that flow to the past mind. I'm a spiral shift walker with a full cut heart, ripping through dimensions like I tear worlds apart. I ride the currents where the fractures start and drag new futures from a shattered chart. Vein lines bending in a cosmic drift, memories stretching in a spiral shift. I bend direction like the stars I lift and crash through limits to the planes uplift. Dimensional liquid sliding down my spine, warp reflections where the worlds combine. I carve my path in the void design line and push my pulse through the cosmic brine.
A dimension vein twist the flow. Spiral shifts where shadows go. Bend the line you used to know. Cut through planes and overflow. Spin the path you couldn't find. Wrap the cosmos in your mind. Spiral shift the fear behind. Dimension born redesign.
Now I'm flying through the dimension veins like a warp-born blaze. Spiral shift hidden in a multi-axis phase. I twist the universe in a fusion haze and step through time in a shadow maze. Space veins current like a serpentine stream. Warp currents burning in a cosmic scheme. I fold each realm like a lucid dream and ride a fracture till I reign supreme. Reality stutters in a backward spin. Dimension veins tightening from deep within. I carve my route where the storms begin and push the spiral till the worlds grow thin. My pulse spirals in a glitch torn roar. Dimension flow ripping at the astral floor. I shape the chaos that they ignored and forge new laws through every door. Every shifting plane becomes my stride. Veins of space running where I guide. I break the spiral where the shadows hide and rise, ascend, avoid, amplify.
Dimension veins twist the flow. Spiral